I'm going to work out now example 3, which looks different than example 2 at the beginning, but is actually very much the same thing. Example 3 is 2x squared plus 20x minus 8 equals 0. Now this is actually not that different than example 2. It just looks different at the beginning. So my first step here is I'm going to throw in 2 extra steps that I did not do in example 2, but they're easy steps. So my first step is to divide everything by 2. And when I do that, I get x squared plus 10x minus 4 equals 0. So this was divide by 2. And that's because if I have any number in front of this x squared here, I cannot complete the square. And so if this number were 3, I couldn't divide everything by 3 evenly, and therefore I could not complete my square. So this is an essential step. Once I've done that, I need to get it in a different format as we had in example 2. So my second step is to move this 4 over to the other side. X squared plus 10x equals 4. And if you look at example 2 and the guided practices that we did that were like it, that's what we did there. Okay? My third step is to do exactly what I did before. X squared plus 10x, and I'm going to leave some space because I need to leave the room for the blanks. Actually, let me put the plus in black that I have to add here. And whatever I add to this side, remember I have to add to the other side. Once I've done that, I'm really in the same position as before. I have to find C by using B. Well, what was my B? My B is 10. So I can see B equals 10. So C equals B over 2 squared. So C equals 10 over 2 squared. And 10 over 2 is 5. So C is going to be 25. So I can rewrite my equation. I have x squared plus 10x plus 25 equals 4 plus 25. Now I have my perfect square binomial, which is x plus 5 squared equals 29. I now am able to take my square roots. Now I'm putting extra steps in because the way to protect yourself in this situation is to make sure that you always follow each step and you don't skip steps. I know some of you don't like that, but really, truly, I've given you much fewer problems. I've given you 13 homework problems total so that you are able to do these steps successfully. And this example, by the way, refers to homework problems 28 to 32. Okay? I tried to link all the problems to exercises so you know where to go to review them. So this, I'm going to just kind of segue over here since I'm out of space. I'm going to end up with x plus 5. Let me just put a line here. Oops. Sorry for the slip of the pen. Hope that does not give you any confusion. x plus 5 equals the positive or negative square root of 29. That means x equals 5 plus or minus square root of 29. Now, something that you might want to hear is as we get towards other problems and equations, sometimes you can just leave the answer this way and you don't actually have to figure out the rest. But for the sake of this problem, we are going to, because you have to give actual values. So I'm going to turn on my calculator, clear it, and I need to find, obviously, the square root of 29. So square root 29, 5.38. So x equals 5 plus or minus 5.38. If I do plus 5.38, let's see, I'm going to move this up just a bit. 5 plus 5.38, I'm going to get 10.38, and 5 minus 5.38, I'm going to get a negative 0.38. And that is the answer to this problem. I am going to do one optional example, which is going to be number 6. If you feel confident, you can move on to homework problems 28 to 32. If not, I'm going to throw you another example.